I'm here at the AFI Film Festival with MUSE at the premiere of Hostiles. It's in theaters December 22nd. I'm Stephanie Stevenson.
Listen, it was an honor, very competitive. Anybody would want this movie and could have had this movie that the big studios definitely were circling. And it was something we had to have because the movie's too important. The movie's, it's a masterpiece. Scott Cooper has done a phenomenal job. Christian Bale, Rosamund Pike, Wes Studi, Koryanka, their performances are outstanding. Ben Foster, just fantastic. It's just a real honor to have this film and to have it here at AFI. Oh, it's great. As a kid, I used to come here and put my hands in the cement and look at all of the autographs and look at all the footprints. So this is something that's very much a part of me. So it's really something a kid from Detroit never imagined. And so it's really nice, to be here at the Chinese Theater, never thinking one day I would have my own studio and that our studio would have its Los Angeles premiere here with our film Hostiles. I think they're going to enjoy it. I think they're going to see something they really haven't seen. An epic Western where we look at both sides.
Well, look, anytime you premiere a film at the Chinese Theater, it's always, you're filled with inspiration because some of my favorite films have played here. The first time I ever saw a film in Los Angeles was here, Pulp Fiction. So I'm very gratified to be a part of AFI in this evening. It's a great experience. Well, it's America has a great lineage of Western films, and some of the best films ever made are Westerns. So it's always difficult when you try to step into that genre. But very proud of the film. I think it speaks to some very relevant themes that we as Americans are experiencing today, and this need for inclusion and reconciliation and healing. And I think that I hope it's a movie that will move people and transport them. Well, almost everybody that's in the cast I had in mind as I was writing the screenplay. So I think that the actors that I've assembled are among the best actors that we have on the screen. So for them to come and help me tell the story is extremely gratifying.
Good friend of mine, 4 years. When I first got in town, I walked into the Comedy Store and he's sitting on the stairs in a painter's hat. I'm like, hey, you're the dude from Solid Gold, man. And he said, I'm going to go watch your show. And when I finished, he said, man, you're going to be big. We're going to be big. And he wasn't right, but, things kind of worked out, He's a great producer, good guy. He's always doing something ambitious. Nothing looks like the last thing. We go from sharks to Native Americans. I mean, that's his versatility. He knows everybody in town. He worked his butt off, and a lot of times I'm under his tutelage, And he still follows me around and watches my shows just like before. So it's just good to be a part of a business where, it just takes us everywhere in the world. We get to do all the things. I'm doing a show called Vacation Creation where I take deserving families around the world on cruise ships. It's just one more thing in my career where I just do all of this great stuff with everything that's going on in the world. To be on the outside looking in, finally feels good, just helping where I can. It's traditional Hollywood, so I always love to see everybody going back to the original genres. I always love to see that. So the quality is important. Chris Rock told me, quality is out of style. You know what I mean? But it's good to see that it's still done. So I'm happy about it.
Oh, well, so me being a total film buff, film nerd, film geek, I mean, this is a dream come true. This is the first film that I've edited that's played at the Chinese Theater. And I grew up loving this place, and I loved going to this theater. And I've been to many different versions of the theater along the way when different people ran the theater, when it looked very different. But the one thing that's never changed is that this is the premier place to see a movie. This is in a class all its own. So as a lover of movies, this is a dream come true. The biggest challenge with Hostiles was really trying to make a psychological movie first and a Western second. That was Scott Cooper's directive. He really wanted to make a movie that started with the characters, Christian Bale's character, Captain Blocker, and Rosamund Pike's character. He really wanted it to be about their psychology and the journey that they go through, rather than familiar westerns that we see. So it certainly takes place in 1892. It takes place in the West, but he really wanted it to be psychological first and a western second. Well, it's a very dark story. It's a grim journey. My hope is that people will be able to move through that journey and stay with us and take it all the way to the end. And my hope is that they'll take something positive and constructive by the end of the movie. It's a story of redemption. I hope that people get that.
Well, my character in this film, I think that post-traumatic stress disorder has been throughout any wars that have ever been fought, and I think it's important that we kind of had that aspect, I think a lot of people's characters in the movie have it to some degree. It's pretty rough having a go of it, living in those times. So I'm happy that people get a chance to see it. I'm a big fan of Scott Cooper's, and I like his films, and it's our second one together, and I hope people like it.
If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch more coverage from MUSE.